runs out of wild growth right now. We're gonna have to lightning bolt it. That's fine. I don't know why he'd side duress into his list, right? He sides duress in and then he puts it on the bottom, which makes me think he has either a bad hand or he still has wild growth in his hand and he's digging for another explore card. It's definitely a removal card. I'm not gonna block here, just gonna get this priority done faster. I'm just gonna play land and pass, risk factor during his turn, in case he plays a turn 4 wild growth blocker, followed by another explore card. It's a good thing I didn't side in my experimental frenzies, right? You see that he put in Thrashing Brontodon because he doesn't like getting beat to the face. This is definitely a reasonable addition to his list. And there are definitely worse cards that he could be putting in. He may just have the beats here. Playing this very aggressively. Interesting. Definitely interesting. Let's say he takes damage. If I take 6 here, I'm going to take 3 next turn, take 2 from myself, so that's 6, 9, 11. Alright, so I can afford to Spear Stealer one more time at this current state, if I can guarantee a block. Let's hope that he takes the 4 and I draw a wizard. Oh, alright, so he doesn't. Alright, so this is going to be an interesting hand. How much damage do I have? I have. Ooh, Veraska's Contempt. Alright, this is going to be a harder turn. He's at 14, I've been down 13, 12. And then we could do. I need a land to win. Or I could just play, remove the whole board and play Pelungan. Down to 5 lands. He needs to browse his Contempt now. I was wrong again. Oh my god, I have 4 shocks left in my list. I have 2 spears, 4 shocks. There's a shock. Well played, Salazar. Well played. Oh god, that was a good game. That was a really good game. I'm gonna need to upload that one. That was a really solid game. That was a really solid game. I had to put myself in a situation where I played for the win. A lot of taking damage. I was at 3 health. He had a bunch of 3/3s. Don't be afraid to put yourself in a risky situation if that means you're gonna ultimately get the win in the game. You gotta figure out the right mathematical solution. We're definitely going to look back at that game because there could have been a spot that I could have done differently, and he 100% choked the game because we could see that he had a Vraska in his hand, and he choked the game. He definitely did. But that's going to be a lesson. That's definitely going to be a lesson for him. But also, that's like what I said in my longer video, it's not always like my opponent is playing bad or my opponent is playing good or my opponent's getting lucky. You also have to put them in a spot where they have the opportunity to misplay. Right? It's never going to be a situation where both of you are playing like optimal. And sometimes suboptimal play convinces them to play even more suboptimal, if that makes sense. Just if you want to squeeze out that last percentage of win rates. Alright, breeding pool tap, that's good. Skewer. I don't have that much damage in my hand. It's kind of an issue. Yeah, especially if he's on whatever the fuck these colors are. Because they have the 3-drop board clears in this list, right? I'm not gonna play my other thing. Probably is a mistake. But it's not gonna get the damage across this first turn anyway. Definitely a mistake. I'm not gonna lie. Fuck it. But fuck it. You got a creature heavy hand. You gotta be desperate. Risk factor to win. Light up the stage to win. Yikes. Turn 4 wild growth into a creature. That's not good. I wouldn't have even been able to respond to that unless I didn't lightning strike before. I need to deal with this wild growth and see if I can double block these creatures. Or don't block at all, sir. That would be fucking doubly amazing. Yeah, that's gonna be game if you played it correctly. That's not completely game over. Jade Light puts him to 12. I need a risk factor right now. No, that's not a risk factor. Alright, that's fine. He played his wild growth right. That's right. He played it correctly. I got slightly greedy that game. But, you know, we'll look back at it. So, we just went against Golgari that has the wild growth package, and we made no sideboard changes. And it worked out. No sideboard changes against Golgari. Do we do the same thing against Sultai? I'm not sure if it's the right thing against Sultai. Maybe we need expansions, maybe we need Banefires. I'm kind of thinking Banefires. Shocks aren't that good. Lava coils might be needed over shocks right now. And then friends, he probably has bronzes on his side like the other person. Rekindling Phoenix is never good against a deck that runs Vraska. It's actually a deck that probably is going to side in more Vraskas. We'll give this a try. The sideboarding for this list is so weird and complicated because there's just so many lists where even if they sideboard, you want to be getting the most damage across as possible. That's a good message for the play. Again, I'm in a struggling spot. Ooh, he's mulliganing for Wild Growth Walker, which is nice. That's the bottom. Alright, so I just need to be ready for a turn 4 Wild Growth. I don't think I think he's too smart of a player to turn 3 Wild Growth. We saw that he didn't turn 4 at last game, so why would he? He did turn 4 at last game. Why would he not turn 4 at this game? Yeah, he probably has cast down, cast out, cast down, obviously in his hand. All right, that's a lot of damage. I have a lot of damage in my hand. I should get this game. Casual play has to be Find Finality. I have 3 cards in my hand. Oh, Vraska's Contempt, that's also good. Yeah, we're in not a good spot. Also, the game wanted us to lose. Otherwise, they wouldn't have given us 2 no-landers in a row, right? Maybe I got punished for not keeping the first no-lander, but if I mulled to 5 versus Sultai, I have 0 chance. Also, this guy's Sultai, he's drawn 2 colors, which is pretty nice, but I don't know what he's playing the Sultai for, you know? Double Vraska's Contempt and Wild Growth Walker. I mean, sometimes you just can't. You just lose. It's okay to lose. It really is okay to lose. I tell myself that it is.
Alright. State your name, cuz.
Stormzy, innit?
And what we doing today?
Rapping, innit?
Rapping, innit?
Fucking rapping, innit?
Yeah, fire in the pot. Let's go.
Man, try to say he's better than me. Tell my man, shut up. Mention my name in your tweets. I rude boy, shut up. Better than me? Shut up. Best in the scene. Tell my man, yo, couple man call me a backup dancer. On stage at the Brits, I'm a backup dancer. If that makes me a backup dancer, the man in your vids, the man in your pics, man wanna chat about backup dancer. Big man like me with a beard, I'm a big man, how the fuck can I? Army comes everywhere I go. I can't run with my enemies show. Walk in the club with all of my tugs. Party's done, everybody go home. Apart from the girl, them you lot stay. Walk in the club with a girl, say hey. Tell a man like I'm K to the A. There's no champagne, we don't rate. Yeah, I'm the best, I'm so cocky. I got a mob like ASAP Rocky. I set trends, dumb man copy. They catch feelings, I catch bodies. They roll deep, I roll squaddy. Got about 25 goons in my posse. They drink Baileys, I drink Bossy. I get murky, they get worried. If you got a GAT, bring it out. Most of the real bad boys live in South. If you wanna do me, something I'm about. I'm not a gangster, I'm just about. But you see my man over there with a pouch. There one of you man try get loud. All of my man them move so foul. I might sing but I ain't sold out. Nowadays all of my shows sold out. Headline tour, yeah, blood sold out. When we roll in, they roll out. I'm so London, I'm so south. Food on the ends like there ain't no drought. Fips don't talk like he's got no mouth. I wanna make my mum so proud. Like yo mum, book a flight, go now. All of my ex-girls talking me hard. Talk to my face and
Maybe it came down to the sideboard right there. Like, what are we looking to sideboard in the Sultai matchup? I mean, Lava Coil is Wild Growth Walker. Alright, so you can't find Finality as Wild Growth Walker back. If he plays on turn 4, then we could still kill it after he's done it. I mean, we lost if we didn't have Lava Coil there. I mean, we lost anyway. Rekindling Phoenix is never a sideboard versus Sultai or Golgari because they have Vraska's Contempt. Banefire might be right. I just think we're trying to get it done as quick as possible. The longer we give them in the game, they're just going to start developing Wild Growth Walkers. Like, you just don't want to give them turns. You want to beat them as quick as possible before they start developing Wild Growth Walkers, because then late in the game they can hold a Wild Growth Walker into Jade Light if they have 5 mana. If you don't have a response to that, you're just dead. And you're cutting responses to play Banefire. It's probably not right. Expansion, what are we looking to get back from expansion? Fines. In that matchup, possibly we can be getting fines. Get 2 things back. We could just be double casting our stuff. I just don't think we have that developed of a sideboard for stuff like the Golgari Dust. I think we're just trying to just hope they don't. Well, not like hope they don't draw Wild Growth, because like it doesn't really. It's a 4 of. It doesn't make that much of a difference, right? I think we just beat their list a lot of the time, just by going face. Like if I win the roll, I will sideboard for the second game if I win game 1. And then if I get game 3, if I lose game 2 after I sideboard, I'll side back into my main list. Because ultimately, my main list is faster than adding anything to my sideboard. Unless I get really lucky with an expansion or something like that. Ultimately, this part's going to be a lot faster. So for game 3, if I'm on the play, I'll side back in my fastest version of my list. Some people might not agree with that. That's how I play the list. I found success doing that. Yeah. Now it was an awkward one last one because I lost game 1 and then won game 2 with the side. And it's like, can we decide? We can't de-sideboard when we're on the draw. We need the lava coils first then. Alright, so Thrall maybe. Thrall me, baby. That's a snap keep. There are a lot of colors to punish me. Another Golgari list. This is 3 in a row. And guess we know what the meta game is. Don't Moment of Craving me. That would fucking suck. Oh, thank you, Lord Zeus. Live the Sage now in case we get 2 lands. We didn't get 2 lands off of it. So we're going to play Get 2 Lava Runner. Just in case something happens so that we don't want to play our shock. Yeah, that's fine. That's gonna have to get shocked. Get shocked. Another Get 2 Lava Runner. Let's hope that he doesn't have any... does he run the board? Does Sultai run board clears? It doesn't fucking matter. I still have 9 in my hand. Alright, Prime Speaker Zagana. Hello, Prime Speaker Zagana. I don't care about you. You're nothing to me. Get out of my face. This seems wrong. I'm just testing it. This is probably wrong. Like that's probably the wrong play. I'm just testing it. I don't know what the Prime Speaker lists are right now, so I just want to see what they're playing on turn 5. Ultimately, yeah, I was wrong. That was my fault. I'll take it. It's okay. It's okay to misplay. It's not okay to misplay like that. Alright. Oh well. If I end up losing the game because of that play at 17 life, it sucks. I just want to test it. I should have looked up the list to see what they're playing at 5 drops. There's probably not much that can be. I still win. The Prime Speaker Zagana play was wrong because I just would have won a turn earlier. Is Lava Coil good versus Prime Speaker Zagana? I think we just leave the main list again. Main list is just faster. It's just faster. He didn't interact with me at all. If he wants to start interacting now, we'll be on the play, the final game, and then he'll have to get lucky. So we're just gonna leave it. I might not agree with that. You might not agree with that, but we'll see.
Been trying to meet you. Hey, must be a devil between us, or whores in my head, whores at the door, whore in my bed. But hey, where have you been? If you go, I will surely die. What change? What
At the very least, this deck is clearly break even at best of 3. At the very least, it's break even at best of 3. So, which means if you're break even at best of 3, high end variants, you can win a 9-round event easily. Easily, you can win a 9-round event with this list. And possibly, I might put the list together and try and enter an event. Just live Magic doesn't make much sense to me right now. I've never understood the value in live Magic. For the amount of money that you pay to enter the contest versus the amount of money in the prize pool, when you look at something like poker, right? You're putting more money into it than it seems like the value is there with the amount of variance in this game. I never liked the idea of a live grinder. I've entered one competitive REL event, maybe 2 competitive REL events. Never a GP. Yeah, I've only entered one SCG event outside of a local game store. I've only entered one non-local game store event, and that was an SCG event in Syracuse a few years back. And like, I had to get a ride from someone, and then we had to get food for multiple meals, and then you're there all day, and it costs X amount for the event. We ended up splitting top 8 for like $420 something, but it just didn't seem worth it. I don't understand the complaints of Magic grinders and there not being value in playing the game professionally. Like, yeah, there's not value in the game playing the game professionally. There's value in you producing the content and adding something to the game. Only the Pro Tour isn't a professional tour, it's a promotional tour. It's as simple as that. And paying money and traveling everywhere to grind up to be a promotional part of the game, to maybe make enough to... Like, a lot of Magic players are very, very smart, and they could have good jobs, but they're grinding to maybe make like 30, 40K a year. I mean, I doubt most pros even make that much through Magic. I think a lot of the money comes through content. And maybe I'm wrong, but a lot of the good pros are signed for teams, and they write articles and all of that sort of stuff. They're selling products. And if you're trying to make the Pro Tour to make money, you're gonna be upset at this game. I don't know how I got on this, and no one's gonna end up listening to it, but I think Magic Arena is the only hope for competitive Magic at the moment. I think they're gonna support it. Well, they already announced they're gonna support it the same way that Fortnite has been supported recently, and that's just fucking massive for the game. That's mono white. So this matchup, they can get some life gain cards that could potentially stunt us, but if they're gonna play, ooh, not mono white. Alright then. So we're just gonna attack and wait for them to tap some mana to play our risk factor. Sir, do you want to tap some mana at the end of my turn, sir? Oh yes, you would like to. Well, I'll just play a Revitalize and respond. I'll play risk factor in response. So we want to be playing around counter spells as much as we can, and that means passing priority to them and forcing them to play stuff. Does he want to play anything? Does he just want to play land go? I might be wrong. So this guy's just playing counter burn just super hard, and that's fine. If he wants to play it that way, go ahead. I'm not gonna quarrel with him over just trying to counter a certain deck very hard, but it's not right. And like someone on Reddit was like, I'm adding X card to my deck because it makes my burn matchup better. No, it doesn't. Like, you're just sacrificing your matchups for one. It's not right. You shouldn't be sacrificing other matchups to beat one specific deck. It's just wrong. It's as simple as that. You shouldn't be. Thank you. Syncopate, that's cool. Wait, why didn't he syncopate my other thing? What? Ugh. Play the fairy, minus it. Oh, he's on Esper? He starts out with a basic plains and then 3 glacial into isolated. He just gets owned often. Yo, am I about to get Settle the Wreckaged? Yo, Settle main board. Look at this guy. Oh, no. Better have Vraska's Contemps. Sir. Sire. This matchup, I think I'm going to put Frenzy in from the sideboard. Alright, 3 blue open. Sir, it's not lethal. Can you let it resolve, please? Oh, look at this. You can counter it, but it don't make no difference. It don't make no difference. Yo, where's your absorb, bruh? Where's your absorb? Get your absorb out of my face. Get it out of my face. Trash cards. Do they have responses to Rekindling Phoenix and Esper? He's playing Cast on. He probably sides in Vraska's Contemps. It's probably wrong. Oh, I should have sided out Risk Factors for Experimental Frenzies. Maybe. Yo, this guy I'm going against, Chris Wu. He's a actor, singer, model from a South Korean Chinese boy band. Active in China and has had the #1 box office hit, Mr. Six. Wow, that's impressive. That is impressive. He's Chinese Canadian, but he's in a South Korean boy group. Interesting. Yo, Chris, I'm gonna need you to sideboard quicker. I thought you get a minute. Alright.
On the mic is the antidepressant and rock, no pressure. Yes, we need this. The best is yet to come in. Yes, believe this. Let go my echo while I flex my ego. Sip on Prosecco, dressed up tuxedo.
Yeah, duress happened. I don't know what he really wants. Yes, sir. Let me double risk factor you again. 'Cause that's not what lost you the game last time, was it? Party on the right, we got a party to the motherfucking right to fight. Creature heavy hand versus a control deck. I think we're going to game 3. That's okay. We can go to game 3. It's fine. He missed the land drop. That's couldn't be better. Eagle. Alright, let's see what he plays. No, risk factor, end of his turn. No, do we want to play around syncopate? Yeah, why the fuck not? He's missed 2 turns. Okay. Ah, fuck, I missed damage. Alright, that's cool. That's cool. I've missed lethal like twice already. Body green, dust the bitchin'. Looks like a Banefire for lethal. Just can't do anything about a Banefire. He has a Vraska's Contempt in hand. I'd hope he has a Vraska's Contempt in hand. If he doesn't have Vraska's Contempt, he's pretty fucked. So he'll take 5, 6, 7 next turn. Put him down to 1. You can put him down to 1. No, I can kill him. Well played, sir. No contest. Alright, 3-1. 3-1. We're positive right now. We're positive. There cannot be any complaining about the red deck right now. Actually earned ourselves a red card. We'll be back in 1 second.
hustle black, definitely I grind. So you can try anything you want, I definitely don't mind. Definitely got my team, I definitely know your face. So don't jump out of your prime, I'll definitely put you in your place. Definitely I hustle black, definitely I graft. So you can try anything you want, I'll definitely.
Most matchups I'd actually play the Spear Spewer there. I think against USA. Oh wait, is this even USA or is this just Gates? Oh, these aren't even Gates. What is this? This is bad USA, basically. Okay, I'm gonna play around Syncopate right here. Turn. And we'll shock if he decides to remove my field. Just get that extra point across with shock. We're getting pretty close to lethal right now. Even though he's at 19 health, we're pretty close to lethal. Even closer. Yeah, we're very close to lethal. Very close to lethal. Especially when there's no cards in his graveyard. Even if he's like... very close to lethal. He's gonna need... Alright, let's say he Clarions next turn. I put him down to 8. He goes back up to 9. I have 9 in my hand. I have lethal, even if he Clarions. So, yeah.
That's my word. Get up in their face. Talk your shit. Let your nuts drag, nigga. These niggas just running at they fucking mouth, man.
At night I wear a wolf's head on my regular head, considering a regular character sketch. Food hoarder, communes with the flora, computes in cahoots with beauty and brute force. I got a brand new normal at a 30 in New York plus. Years at the fire pulling portions out of corn husk. Never mind time on the short bus. Terrifying errant nights thwarting any motherfucking fork tongue sport. Arch the flash and a high molar, so his body less a weapon, more a bag of lipomas over medium. Treat skin tags like scratch offs. Rap like black ops, rappers like lap dogs. You got the rad moves, caddy out the rap proof. Wait, 20-sided die at the crap shoot. Wait, looking for a black hole to casually collapse through. Try ion 9 by the cat food. There it is. Ooey dooey roast in a bilge. When the skinny from afar is Darby Gold in them hills. Time better.
That is what I thought. Now that we know he's playing Drakes, do we want Phoenix? Questions. Do we want Banefire? Do we want Experimental Frenzy? Do we want Expansion? I think this guy's list is so jank that we just don't even need a sideboard.
Maybe cause I look like an ugly dog. I ain't joking. Pack a wall up in the wheelhouse. I ain't joking. Leave brass tacks everywhere. I ain't joking. I own many, many homes. I'm joking. Here we go. All hawk till we know costume. Black hoodie you can set your watch to. Tall drink daps like an air raid. Radically detached.
This is probably my last match.
Down with the ship, go a dozen fried wildlings. Up away, uppercase tri-state style kings. Get pie faced, sent home tied to the sine wave. Lights off, spine on sideways. Riding down a block, scooping Bobby in a boogie down. Tony told me tell him hello 730 Noodle Town. Cool him down, global domination.
Yes, you shocked that, sir.
Situation comedy and broke dude cosplay. You don't want a meeting on an off day, trading horror stories from the hollows. The summary as follows. here we go.
He didn't have Clarion last game. Let's hope he doesn't have one this game. If he has Clarion this game, I could be in a terrible spot. I could be in a very terrible spot if he has Clarion right now. But he didn't have it last game, so I don't know why he'd have it this game. I don't think he can... I don't think he actually owns Clarion. He's playing these shits. So... we're going to wait for him to tap. We're going to play Risk Factor. He's not going to be able to take damage. He's going to let us draw from it. And then next turn, we're just going to deal millions of space. Yes, thank you for that, sir.
Now you know what my flashbacks are like. Music's taking well, but at any time I could go back to crime. Like, I just got a call from Wes. Wes said, hurry up and get dressed. I gotta move, and all we gotta do is stake out the yard, take out the guard. And I was like, say no more. Came out my house, jumped in the car. The yard was in Braintree, and inside was similar to Sainsbury's. Why is that? There was a whole lot of food.
If he plays Drake, he's just dead.
What I mean, a unique is
Like,
220
he's just
grows
done
on
if he
trees.
plays Drake.
Cool and sold him a key. Cash in my pocket.
If he plays Teferi, he's just dead. Alright, that's cool.
If man can be bothered, then I'm breaking the next bits down. N is an H, not even O's. Tell him it's great, not even close. So, salesman tactics, measuring weight. I got me a load. Heroin's best, not me anymore. Peddling haze, calling me for crow. Only problem is when I got a show, but I know guys that know from the roadside, so I might employ them boys. Yo man, I got a job for you, hear me out. Richie, you do the bagging up. Joe, you be the muscle when Mike's got a ride, so let him supply and Blake make the call when something ain't adding up. I got a job for you. Meet me outside in 5 and I tell you what you gotta do. I got a job for you. If it goes right, you'll be happy with the prize that I got for you. Job for you. Job for you. Job for you. I got a job for you. Job for you. Job for you, job for you, I got a job for it's you. Like Don's on the trap, say what? That I rap rage, and they can actually relate to what my tracks say. It's cause I chat about the same way they stack cake in the grimy flat lake, where the cats stay. Needles everywhere, the floor looking like an ashtray. I gave a 101 to clean it up cause it was nasty. I've got spots that mash papes, that's where the fiends get their grub. I call it the Hard Rock Cafe. I get a half shot it all off that day. I don't really want a bigger line card, that's big. I dare a nigga try
Nice.
jack me.
Alright,
Flame on,
so
then I raise my arm like I wanna tax it. They're throwing rocks at the front.
we're now
Be a threat now.
9-1. Yeah, we're 9-1 with this deck in competitive constructed so far. In best of 3, we're 9-1. We haven't been dropping that many games. Like, it hasn't been going to game 3 that often. The best thing that I could recommend for sideboarding in best of 3 matchups, the best thing I could recommend is a lot of matchups, your deck is just faster than their list, and if they don't have interaction to that speed, siding stuff out for like Lava Coil when you're going to be on the play in game 3, like if you win the roll and you win game 1 and then lose game 2, I think on game 3, if you're on the play, you want to re-sideboard back in your main list, because it's just the fastest version of the list, period. It's just the fastest version, and ultimately you're just trying to take advantage of people misplaying, and you want to force them into misplaying. The best way I can explain it, I've uploaded a recording of me talking over some games yesterday. The other 5-0 run that I did, I sadly only got the final 5th match of that recorded. You can find the VOD of that in my videos. But these first 4 games I got recorded, and later today or tonight I'll be playing the 5th game, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to stream it since I'm going into the city. If I'm going to be staying in the city, then I'm not going to have access to my computer to be streaming matches. So I hope that the videos that I've already recorded are going to be enough to help people bring their burn play to the next level. And any sort of hate that this deck gets in best of 3, I mean, either I'm a fucking god at playing this deck, which is very possible, or just people are completely underestimating this deck's ability in best of 3, because a lot of these lists that, I mean, this last game that I played, that guy clearly is not playing a fucking 5-0 competitive constructed list, but a lot of the lists, they just, like, I haven't lost to Esper in best of 3. I don't think. Right? People are saying Esper's so good, they can't, like, Burn can't play with Esper in the meta. That's not true. That's not true. Even I said that. Like, if you look back at people in the Esper threads, I was talking about how if people start playing Moment of Cravings and Vraska's Contempts and Kyra's Wraths, then we might not have a chance. But the more I've played it, we just don't care about that sort of stuff. We really just don't care. I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Reddit or YouTube or on Twitch. I'd be willing to answer any question. I love discussing Burn. And if you're a website that is interested in my writing, get in contact with me. I will gladly write more Burn content for you guys. Alright, thanks. Thanks for the support, everyone.